Hello everybody. Today we are going to learn about the Pax Romana and the rise of Christianity in ancient Rome. So, what is the Pax Romana? The Pax Romana is a period of history that spans about 200 years, starting with Augustus Caesar's coronation as Emperor of Rome in 27 BC, and ending in 180 AD with the death of Marcus Aurelius. He's the old emperor from the movie Gladiator. The Pax Romana is generally considered to be a period of peace and prosperity. As you can see from the map, the Pax Romana was also the period when the Roman Empire consolidated its power, particularly in the Near and Middle East. The Roman Empire was at its most powerful during the Pax Romana. The Pax Romana also had an economic impact. Having one emperor meant that they could have one form of money. This was beneficial for trade. It became safe to travel around the empire on the extensive road network. That helped trade immensely also. Prosperity and stability was promoted throughout the empire. The Pax Romana had an incredible social impact also. The social classes had stability that they had never seen before, and, led by the Emperor Augustus, there was an increased emphasis in the family and moral behavior. Politically, the Pax Romana brought stability to the empire. A professional civil service ran the bureaucracy, and there was a uniform rule of law that protected everyone's rights according to their social status. This was a huge development for the stability of the empire.
Dear Tim and Moby, what do I need to know about the Pax Romana? From Bella. Well, the Pax Romana, the period of Roman peace, lasted for about 200 years. During that time, a lot happened, and the Roman Empire really flourished. Well, we can go over some of the important points. When Augustus Caesar took power, he created a bureaucracy. He hired citizens to carry out the work of enforcing laws and government programs. The Roman Empire covered a lot of territory. Bureaucracy made the government more efficient at ruling this vast empire. As Roman soldiers conquered provinces in Western Asia, Northern Africa, and Northwestern Europe, Roman officials and soldiers stayed in the territories they conquered. They spread the Roman system of representative government to these new territories. Nowadays, Roman government is at the basis of governments all over the world. Part of the reason that the Roman government worked so well is that it included an extensive system of laws to control how individuals treated one another and the state. Lawyers tried to interpret the laws in court, just like they do today. Romans sued each other a lot. Romans were known as the Great Builders. Emperors built hundreds of public works like roads, bridges, and monuments during the Pax Romana. The Colosseum, finished in 80 CE, was where gladiatorial games took place. To keep citizens entertained, emperors arranged huge spectacles called circuses in the Colosseum and the Circus Maximus. But they weren't circuses like we have, with clowns and acrobats. They included chariot races and bloody fights between gladiators, specially trained slaves who fought each other, and sometimes animals, to the death. Yeah, it's a little gross. The Romans also built sturdy roads and strong bridges, some of which are still standing today. Romans spoke and wrote in Latin. Latin spread all over the Roman Empire, and it became the basis for all the Romance languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese. Poets, playwrights, and philosophers' writings told of the greatness of Rome. Emperors commissioned works that said it was Rome's destiny to rule the world. But the Pax Romana couldn't last forever. By the time Marcus Aurelius became emperor in 161 CE, Rome had gotten so big that it was difficult for one person to govern. Germanic tribes from northern Europe were starting to attack the northern boundary of the Roman Empire. The Pax Romana is considered by most to have ended when Marcus Aurelius died in 180. Hey! Well, I think the fall of Rome will have to wait for another movie.
With this new stability came the opportunity for new ideas and philosophies to emerge, one of which was a new religion that started out as a cult among the Jewish population in the eastern part of the empire, and ended up becoming the official religion of the Roman royal family. Can you guess which religion we are talking about? Yes, you've guessed it. Christianity developed as a direct result of the Pax Romana. Christianity originated in the Roman provinces of Judea and Galilee, in modern-day Israel. It was founded by the followers of Jesus of Nazareth, who proclaimed him to be the Messiah. Its first members were members of the Jewish community who believed that Jesus was their Messiah. Their ideas spread throughout the empire and soon came into conflict with the polytheistic ideas of the Roman majority. The following scenes are from the website www.greektestament.com, and they show some of the key moments in Jesus' life. These moments influenced the early Christians and became part of their New Testament. So, as this picture says, what is Christianity all about? Well, it is a monotheistic belief system that is derived from Judaism. In fact, the first Christians were Jewish, and the Christian message spread throughout the empire from Jewish community to Jewish community. Christians believe that Jesus was both the Son and the incarnation of God at the same time. This is fundamentally different from any other religion that we have studied so far in this course. Just like most religions that we have studied, Christians do believe in an afterlife in the form of heaven or hell. Their holy book is the New Testament, which is basically a book about the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth as well as the writing of early Christians. It was originally written in Greek. The early doctrines, that is beliefs, of Christians were standardized at special meetings of church councils. One of the earliest was the Council of Nicaea, where Emperor Constantine saw to it that there was a standard set of beliefs that all Christians would share.
Christianity's dramatic rise to power in the Roman world would change everything. A cult based on the suffering of one man was set to challenge the integrity of an entire empire. Christianity's most revolutionary ideal was spiritual equality. It was a direct threat to Rome's belief in hierarchy and social division.
They couldn't absorb Christianity because it will not allow you to sacrifice to other gods. In particular, Christianity involves the rejection of the cult of the emperor. And because the cult of the emperor is virtually the only way in which the whole empire can express its unity, this is very disruptive.
A protest movement was quickly gaining momentum. Its very popularity posed a fundamental threat to the Roman way of life.
Christianity was spread throughout the Roman Empire by the apostles. One of the main Christian missionaries was Paul, who went from community to spread Christian beliefs. It was Paul who suggested that non-Jews could become Christian through baptism, and he was an ardent letter writer. Many of his letters, known as epistles, became part of church doctrine. At first Christianity was dismissed as a cult, but once non-Jews were allowed to join in, its popularity spread. As a result, Christianity became seen as a threat to Roman religious practices, and so the empire tried to suppress it. Christianity was declared illegal and Christians were publicly executed as terrorists and subversives. Their ideas of one God, and Jesus being the Messiah, contradicted Roman polytheistic beliefs and ideas and were seen as dangerous. It wasn't until Constantine became emperor that Christianity was made legal. In fact, Emperor Constantine went so far as to make Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. That was a huge step forward.